Most Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shai. We're going to get all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Akakwadash. Double honor to the elders of Apostle Great Millstone. And peace and blessing, salutation to the brothers out there that's pushing this work. The whole elect at the best with sincerity and with truth. Shalom, Shalom, Akim. This is your brother Kanaya. You know, a baby learning under GMS, Louisiana Saints. You know, getting edified and built up in the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. And through the spirit, I want to do this little sit-down video with this Edomite was saying, Shalaki, going into about, the so-called aliens, which the so-called white man believed to be, which is Esau Edom. I'm gonna just let this video play. Pull out a couple precepts.
Be unfamiliar with you. You have studied this topic for many years. You and I have actually talked about this stuff through the years. You, along with a lot of other people, believe that this sort of information is kind of the Watergate for the new millennium. Why?
The phrase was coined by one of the great ufologists, Stanton Friedman, that the notion of flying saucers or whatever you want to call it, EBEs, extraterrestrial biological entities, whatever, UFOs, aliens, whatever works for you, that this is the most important story that is hidden, that is the most verboten, vanilla, third rail subject there is. It is, you could talk about any, quote, conspiracy.
But it's a mystery to the so-called white man. But the so-called white man know those are the chariots and the angels of the Lord, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. All right? Now I got a precept. Shalakia. Ezekiel. Book of Isaiah, Salakia. 19. Okay, because this is one of the a plague against Esau. All right, and it reads I'm gonna start at Shalakia. Khan. This is Isaiah 19 and verse 17. I'm gonna start at 16, and it says, Isaiah 19 and 16. In that day shall Egypt be like unto a woman, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shah of hosts, speaking about them holy angels, all right, which he shaketh over it when they come back in them chariots. Verse 17, and the land of Judah shall be a terror unto Egypt. Everyone that maketh mention thereof shall be afraid in himself because of the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Shema Shad of hosts. Let's talk about them angels, those so-called UFOs, what we know them as IFOs, all right, which he have determined against it. All right. Now he's going by his own understanding, all right?
Conspiracy theory, that term which has been overused.
Sure.
But there isn't a newsroom, with the exception of course, you, but anywhere that would even let you remotely address this unless you made fun of it, sure, mocked it, or in some way dismissed it as something, faddish, if you will.
So, but Lionel, Why, though, does the topic of UFOs and EBEs, what you just explained to us, extraterrestrial biological entities, why does it make people in the media giggle? And furthermore, why has there been such reluctance from our government to really address it, especially given all the recent sighting news by pilots all across the country?
First, it makes you wonder, as far as the media, the mainstream media, the regular Ted Baxter media, why they find this to be problematic or...
This is why. This is why they seem to deem this problematic. All right, I got a precept. So, like, this is the book of Psalms. I could, okay, I'll get this precept. Book of Psalms 40, 49. 49. Salaki. Luke. This is Luke 2 and 38. 2 and 38. This is why, they deeming this, blinding the masses of who those angels, who those so-called UFOs really are. And this is why, because it's getting closer to this. All right. He gonna state this precept, this Luke I'm bringing out, chapter 2 and verse 38. He gonna bring this out in his statements. And it's this is Luke chapter 2. And no, I'm gonna start at 37. 37. And she was a widow about 84 years, which departed not from the temple, but served Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, was fasting and prayers night and day. And that's talking about Jerusalem. When it says that at 37, it said, and as she was a widow about 84 years, which departed not from the temple, but served Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai with fasting and prayers night and day. That's spiritually, going into the middle of the law. We out here prophesying day in and day out, on highways and byways, and furthermore doing these videos. And 38, and she coming in the instant gave thanks likewise unto the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai, and spake of him to all them that look for his redemption in Jerusalem. All right, because that redemption is coming right around the corner. All right, and they know these things. That's why they putting it off, and they're making it seem like these are it's something that's made up or unidentified, flying object or whatever. But we already know what these are. These that's the holy angels of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. And I can prove it with it. Ezekiel. Is it? There gotta be Zechariah where it says the Lord of hosts. I'm sorry, Ezekiel. Salakia. Go back in Ezekiel 25. Salakia. No, it gotta be I think it could be Jeremiah. Jeremiah 20, if I'm not mistaken. This is Jeremiah 49. All right. Therefore, hear the counsel of the Lord Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai. He have taken against Esau Edom, and his purposes that he have proposed against the inhabitants of Teman. Esau, surely the least of the flock shall draw them out. And that's what we doing on the highways and byways. This word of Yahweh Ba'Shem Shai going out on the highways and byways and through this Viva internet is drawing them out. All right. Surely he shall make their inhabitants desolate with them. 21. The earth is moved at the noise of their fall, at the cry The noise thereof was heard in the Red Sea. Verse 22, behold, he shall come up and fly as an eagle and spread his wings over Basra. And at the day shall the heart of the mighty men of Edom be as the heart of a woman in her pains. Because they're going to be dismayed, and they're going to be like a woman that's, in her labor, having labor pain when they see them chariots of the Most High. All right. We'll go back to that video. Play a little bit more of that video.
Funny versus the stuff that they report, I have no idea. But let me explain to you. One of the most important aspects is, why would a government or anybody not want this to be released? First of all, there is not going to be people running out into the streets. Americans in particular do not run, they don't protest, They don't care. They tweet and they do that, number one. Number two, what this poses, if you're talking about electrogravitic, anti-gravitic means of propulsion, do you know what this would do to a world that uses oil and petroleum? Okay, that's number one. By the way, do not worry about this bug flying behind me. That could be,
I saw
think,
something
from the
fly
mothership.
across the screen.
Yes, that's from the mothership indeed. Now,
that's for the mothership indeed. Why would an angel of the Lord, Yahweh Shema Shai, be gathered, gathered around the so-called white man? And they not even talk about the scriptures. When you talk about the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, you always gonna have that them angels camped amongst you, but he's not a part of the truth. He's not a part of the elect. All right.
In addition to that, one of the biggest reasons, which nobody wants to think about, is that, Manila, if there was ever something, Ronald Reagan talked about it, many people, Eisenhower referenced it, but Reagan in particular said this. If there was something that united mankind as earthlings versus Palestinians or Israelis or Indians or Chinese or Hong Kong or whatever, but if there was a sense of something that blurred the jurisdictional lines and would destroy nationalism and separatism, do you know what?
And who's coming to do that? Who's coming to destroy that? I think it's about, I think I could bring that precept of Ezekiel out. Who's coming to destroy these nations? Who's coming to destroy that? He's gathering his people back together, all right? To separate us from the other nations, them heathen nations, all right? And the so-called white man. Okay, I can start at 12, all right? It says, this is Ezekiel 25 and verse 12. Thus says the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, because that Edom had dealt against the house of Judah by taking vengeance, and have greatly offended and revenged himself upon them. Verse 13. Therefore, thus said the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai, I will also stretch out my hand upon Edom, and I will cut off man and beast from it. That's that separation, all right? And I will make it desolate from Teman, and they of Dedan shall fall by the sword. All right. And that's the nuclear missiles. Verse 14. And I will lay my vengeance upon Edom by the hand of my people Israel. All right. That's when we get these suckers in captivity. Thus says the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. And they shall do in Edom according to my anger and according to my fury. And they shall know that my vengeance, saith the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai. All right. And they're going to find out soon to come. All right.
This would do to providing a disincentive for all of global platforming and all
That's
political.
a good point.
If we all of a sudden said, "What are we doing? We're fighting?" And in addition, let me throw one at you. You're going to love this. The Vatican years ago have said not only is it plausible, not only is it because they liken these folks maybe to angels, but here's the best one. Drum roll, please.
The Vatican.
If indeed this could ever be provided.
He say when it comes to that point, like who are we fighting? All right. Let me see if I can bring that up. All right. This is because it tells you who. Let's find this shit. I gotta type in it. Hold on. All right. That's in the book of Revelation. There it is right there, book of Revelation. This is the book of Revelations. I could start at okay, right here, verse 6, just to get to the point. All right, this is the book of Revelation, chapter 12 and verse 6. Because he said, who, you know, where they're going to be like, well, who are we fighting? Okay, it tells you in the book of Revelation, the 12th chapter. All right, and the woman fled into the wilderness. And that's talking about the elect, the 1/3, where she has a place prepared of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. That's that covering, all right? That exemption, all right? That they should feed her there 1,260 days, all right? And this is who they fighting. And there was a war in heaven. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, which is these the superpowers of these different UN and NATO and the EU, these other the heathen nations, and the dragon fought and his angels, and that's going to their military. All right, the so-called white man has a set of angels as well. Verse 8, and prevailed not, neither was their place found anymore. They was destroyed. All right, in heaven, this heaven was gone, passed away. And that great dragon was cast out, that old serpent, damn devil, called the devil, and Satan was deceiving the whole world. You got the whole world deceived with these different philosophies, with this homosexuality. You got all the different pestilent diseases you putting out there, drugs, gun warfares, and it just all fucked up, all right? So that's who you're going to be fighting, all right, in that time to come. He was cast out into the earth, and his angels were cast out with him, Salakia. All right, that's who you're gonna be fighting in that time appointed.
Would not these creatures, entities, not be subjected to original sin or the need for redemption or the need?
You heard him. The need for what? Let's get that. Because that redemption is only for who? Israel. All right? Let me find it. Right. Here it is. Luke. I knew it. I had the wrong precept down. Salaki. Luke. Right here. And this is what he's talking about. He's literally paraphrasing the scriptures, all right? But I'm bringing out the precepts, proving what this man is talking about. And this what he talking about, Akim, all right? He using wordplay. I learned that from the elder apostles. And it says, start at 26, men's hearts failing them for fear. Now, the way he's speaking and carrying himself, don't it sound like in his voice? His mind is failing him for what? For fear, because they ain't comprehending what's finna happen, what's finna go on. And for looking after those things which are coming on the earth. Salakia. But it's right on cue with his own point. Let's get serious about it though. But I'm going to start back at the top. This is Luke chapter 21 and verse 26. Men's hearts failing them. The heart's going into your mind. Them for fear. Because why? And for looking after these things which are coming on the earth. For the powers of heaven shall be shaken. And then shall they see the Son of Man coming in a cloud, a chariot. All right, we're going to ignorantly call you a UFO. With power and great glory. 28. And when these things begin to come to pass, then look up and lift up your heads. Why? Why, Israel? Because your redemption draweth nigh. All right? So the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the host of what? Let's get that. Let's get that. Let's get that. Because that redemption, they is coming back here. Them angels, the holy angels, the host, the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai and the host of angels are coming back for redemption. All right? Salakia. Salakia. I had it. Well, I wrote it down that I had that precept ready. Let me see. Salakia. Let's see if I wrote this. I forgot them. Salakia. Cause see these red Hebrew Edomites, they think they know everything. All right, they know, but they don't know the scriptures. They don't know. They don't know. They think they know. Well, I'm just going ahead and move to this precept because it's still on topic. All right, this is Isaiah 63. All right, because who is this coming from Edom with a dyed garment from Basra? This that is glorious in his apparel, traveling in the greatness of his strength. That's Yahweh Shem Yahushai. All right. I just read that precept in the book of Revelations. All right, verse 2. No matter of fact, Salaki, that was in the book of Luke. All right. Verse 2, wherefore art thou red in thy apparel and thy garments, like him that treadeth in the wine fat. Verse 3, I have trodden the winepress alone, and of the people where was none with me. For I will tread them in my anger and trample them in my fury. All right. And their blood shall be sprinkled upon my garment, and I will stain all my remnant. All right. And I just read that precept in Luke. All right. Let's go back to the video.
Because they might indeed, imagine this. Imagine truly God's chosen people. Now, let me just put that out. Well, what if earthlings, this, believe me, it depends how much time and how deep you want to go. This is the most important story there is.
Lionel, this Vatican part.
But you see how she tried to use wordplay against him when he was saying, what if God chosen people? I wonder how far that conversation would have went if he'd have went deep into that. That's why I say you have to, he using wordplay. All right, he paraphrasing, he talking up and down, he talking in circles. All right, now since this word is going out on the highways and byways through the power of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, now these so-called red Hebrew Edomites are considering that those unidentified objects are what actually identifying objects, which is the host of hosts, the angels of the Lord. All right. And he said God's chosen people, and he know that the Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans are God's chosen people. This is Revelation chapter 5. Revelation 5 and 11. All right. Right here. It says right here, and I'm going to start at 10. And has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. That's who? That's God's chosen people. Let me go back. I'm going to start at I'm going to take that. Okay. Because this is going into the host of angels, all right? That's around about Yahweh Shem Yahushai in the heavens. And behold, and lo, in the midst of the throne and of the four beasts, and in the midst of the elders stood a lamb. They consider Yahweh Shem Yahushai as a lamb, all right? As it had been slain, that's from that crucifixion, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the 7 spirits of Yahweh Shem Yahushai sent forth into all the earth. 7. And he came and took and took the book out of the right hand of him that sat upon the throne. All right, which is the Father, Yahweh. And when he had taken the book, the 4 beasts and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, having every one of them harps and golden vials full of odors, which are the prayers of the saints, of the elect, the 144,000. And they sung a new song, saying, Thou art worthy to take the book and to open the seals thereof, for thou wast slain and hast redeemed us to look, and has redeemed us to Yahweh by the blood out of every kindred, you heathen nations, and tongues, and people, and nations. All right. Verse 10, and has made us unto our power kings and priests, and we shall reign on the earth. All right. This man don't know what he's talking about.
Kind of blowing my mind, because I guess none of these Christian values or ideologies could be applicable to them.
Well, what happens is, if you think about this, if somebody were, and please, I'm not a theologian, but let me just throw this out there, which might go to explain why people are rather loath to pursue this. But if there is this idea, and mankind is not like the idea that we are just a mere pimple on the backside of some, we love the idea from the days of Ptolemy and Copernicus. We weren't too crazy about him, and Galileo.
Yes.
We like to think that we're the center.
Yes.
But imagine if there were other groups of people that were preferred and did not kill, did not commit war, did not shoot, did not destroy.
Now, isn't that going to happen in the kingdom of heaven? Is that supposed to happen? Is that what our Lord, our great King said that's going to happen in the kingdom of heaven? Let's see if I can find that precept. Oh, let me find that precept. Come on, flood. Oh. But in the kingdom of heaven, we're going to execute the judgment of Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua, but it's not going to be war, It's not going to be famine. It's not going to be pestilence, diseases. All that is going to be done away with. These nations, these so-called white man and these heathen nations going to have to go by the law, statutes, and commandment. And it's Deuteronomy 17 and 13. You could be. It's one of the same to the heathen nations, and it say all the people shall hear and fear, and do no more presumptuously. They shouldn't do no more evil. And Deuteronomy 19 and 20, and it says, and those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And that's what the man just explained there.
Roy, that's something to be talked about later on, perhaps for a different show. But believe me, that's one of the main motivations at the underpinning of this.
Fascinating stuff, Lionel. I wish we had more time. For now, we'll have to leave it right there, my friend. Lionel of Lionel Media, as always, thank you for sharing your insights.
But they don't have no clear understanding. But that judgment, that's coming for the house of Edom and these heathen nations. First Kings 22 and 19. And he said, hear thou Therefore, the word of the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, I saw the Lord sitting on his throne, and all the hosts of heaven standing by him on his right hand and on his left. All right. And that's the host of angels. All right. And the host of angels, they what? He created them to do his will. He created them to do his works in verse 20. And the Lord said, who shall persuade Ahab that he may go up and fall at Ramoth Gilead, Salakia, and one side on this manner, and another said on that manner. This is, giving you an example of the Lord giving orders to one of the, to the host of angels to see which one is going to go out and do his will. All right. 21. And there came forth a spirit and stood before the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai and said, I will persuade him. And the Lord, verse 22, and the Lord said unto him, wherewith? And he said, I will go forth, and I will be a lying spirit in the mouth of all his prophets. And he said, thou shalt persuade him and prevail also, go forth and do so. That's a commandment by the Lord Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. So, Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers. Just wanted to go in there, let's sit down, bring out a couple precepts all through the power and the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. First and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Bahashim Rakakvadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostle Great Millstone. Peace and blessing, salutation to the 144,000 and 130, the chosen out there, and the brethren that's pushing this truth at its best and sincerity. Till the next time, I say shalom.